person, an imperfect gentleman, spice like cinnamon, JJ human, then again, I'm a dog.
If you are a history fan and autistic in the modern age, and you got into history when you were under the age of 16, there's a high chance you were introduced to history through the niche of satirical dumbed down animations usually hosted on YouTube or Reddit, whether that be watching oversimplified country humans or worse. For me, when I was in around 7th grade, which is not that long ago, but I'll pretend it is, because I'm in 9th now, and I've matured and gotten a lot better at hiding my autism sometimes, and I genuinely only mean sometimes, I got into country balls. I had already known about country balls and its homoerotic cousin country humans for about 2 years at that point, but I was never really in the fandom, because I didn't know much about history, and I thought it was some other form of Lego kids and I didn't want another autism allegation over my head. However, in late 2024, I joined this country ball server that nowadays is genuinely comparable to ancient ruins, where I really got into country balls, and I made my first drawing of it, which was the server owner's bullsona breaking all country ball rules, and probably making a few people uncomfortable in the process, which yeah, if you look at this, I mean shit, I understand bro. Since the beginning of time we've had personifications of countries. The USA has Uncle Sam, Ireland has Hibernia, Russia has Mother Russia, and Scotland has Cheesy Michael. A few years before we had country balls we had Italia, which I'm not even going to touch on. Italia is genuinely so awful I don't even want to bring it up again in this video. And then after that we had country balls, and then country humans, which contrary to popular belief has been around since way longer than 2017, but only ever really got popular then. I'll talk about country humans in another video possibly, if this one gets popular. Another country personification series that comes to mind is Scandinavia and the World, which I was actually a fan of while it was still niche and wasn't overrun by 12-year-old Umashippers, but there's not much to say about it considering it's slop now, and the creator is a genuine threat to society. We also had Welcome to the Table, which is more recent and only really focuses on the US states. I'll also give a shout out to App Humans, because why not? Have you ever considered this? What if countries were balls? Country balls originally started in 2009 by a user named Falco on the German image board Crouchen as a way to troll Wojak, yes that Wojak, and then gained popularity from there. Since then, people started drawing those country ball personifications in real world situations, often using broken English and the god-awful Polandball rules, which included, but not limited to, drawing Poland upside down in respects to the original comic, drawing certain countries like the German Empire and Kazakhstan as rectangles, refusing to add eyebrows or mouths to the balls, and also not copy and pasting the flags onto the balls but rather drawing it yourself for the charm of it, I guess. Another rule is to not draw lines between colors, but that's a stupid fucking rule considering the original comic literally featured exactly that. Also, if you break these rules, the Polandball Reddit will genuinely bar you from ever posting your comics there, like they take this shit seriously. While it's unknown the intentions of the original flag being flipped, and going to be completely honest with you, I highly doubt that it is intentional, and it was probably just a mistake. There were also several inside jokes like Poland not being able to go into space, Tringapore, and others that I'm definitely forgetting, because it's been years since I've interacted with this fandom. I'd also like to give another shout out to Country Humans, which is a subspecies of Polandball that's just gay and made for porn, though I will admit some of the things made in the fandom are absolutely gorgeous, and at times I did draw art for it, because it's a creative concept. After the 2010s, country balls became genuine slop. The only people releasing good content nowadays are iCarrier and Kaliningrad General, and they both have upload schedules comparable to oversimplifieds. There's really nothing to say about the content farms, but they are genuinely a good fucking laugh every once in a while. One thing I don't understand is why creators like Leo Ball and Country Balloons choose to make content farms off of country balls, a fandom that requires at least a bit of knowledge on world history to enjoy, which I doubt the majority of these little kids have, but I guess it works. When I first joined the Country Balls fandom, I didn't know jack shit about history. I just really liked flags and was extremely lonely, so I just jumped into a fandom I barely knew about, which Disclaimer, if you want to join a community based on history, do not start off with country balls or even Polandball. It will set your knowledge 5,000 years back, and I'd argue it's even worse at educating people than country humans, which it's rare that it praise country humans ever, so that's how you know the country balls fandom was absolutely fucking terrible. It left me extremely confused at first, but I'm now quite grateful for it, because it has been a long 2 years in this god forbidden fandom and am more passionate in history than ever, probably because I started actually using real studying methods instead of watching 30 Kaliningrad general videos back to back. But if it weren't for country balls, it'd probably not be where I'm now. It genuinely makes me very emotional how far I've gotten. I used to watch my favorite country balls videos over and over again back then, and I'd find myself doing the same nowadays with my favorite subjects. The amount of times I've read about the Boston Tea Party despite almost knowing everything about it now is abysmal, but it's nice to know some things never change. Dame Azzy out.